Hello, friends. Nice having you all here today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time, or you've been viewing but you're yet to subscribe, please take this time and hit on the subscribe button, also the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. It's a very shocking and surprising news that has just gotten to us this morning. These are things we hear like a fairy tale, or sometimes we see them in movies, or sometimes you just hear people talk about it randomly, but we have not really witnessed something like this. But today, friends, a very big shocker has been placed right before our own eyes. The woman that you can actually see there sitting on the floor, you can see if you look closely, you'll be wondering, it's like there are two things right in front of her legs. It could be looking like clutches and it could be looking like animal feet. Meanwhile, this particular lady you can see there has been confirmed that she has allegedly turned into a cow. For what reason? They said this lady was actually having an affair with another woman's husband. And in the course of their relationship, that she now eventually snatched this woman's husband away from the woman and has been having fun with this man for a very long time. Obviously, we know that no woman will be happy to lose her husband into another woman's arms, even though if she could be the reason why the man is not being in the house. Women would rather prefer that, okay, the husband has left them and he's on his own. But the thing that gets women so much pain and angered is hearing that the husband left them for another woman. The first question the woman will ask is, am I not good enough? How will you compare me with this other woman? Or what does she have on her body that I don't have? That is the main thing that you always see that will push a woman to the wall. Women could go to any length when they see this, especially when it has to do with husband. Some people do it for mere boyfriends, not to talk of when it is your husband. A lot of women today that are faced with issues like this or problems like this, where they've lost their husband into the arms of another woman, they never let go. Some will avenge it physically, they go and face that other woman, and some will decide to avenge it spiritually. But from what we are seeing here, however, that the woman you are seeing sitting down there has been bewitched by the man's wife, whom she has been dating and sleeping around with for quite some time now. But on the other hand, some people are still, definitely you get this. Some people are still speculating that this could just be a mystery. However, some people in the same community with this woman are now saying that the reason why this woman turned into a cow is because the wife realized that this woman was not just dating her husband, like go see him or he'll go see her and everybody part, but she got so pained when she realized that her husband was actually sleeping with this other woman. And the woman decided that she would go extra mile to ensure that she deal with this particular lady. And they said that was when this woman's leg mysteriously turned into a cow's feet. And guys, there's a link that I'll be leaving in the description box below so that you can watch and see this directly for yourselves. You would see that the woman even has a tail, and the tail is just wiggling round while she's sitting down on the floor. A lot of people have seen this video because it has actually gone viral and people are talking about it, and some are saying that how are they sure that this is real? You would certainly expect people to say this because it's only normal. Not everybody would see something like this and would believe that it is real. And there are certain things that you would see, you'd be like, You want to go there and see it for your own self, then you'll be able to confirm that this is real, because such things we know don't happen. But back then, there were certain times when people were scared of going round or going to the markets, where you would hear stories of people saying, if someone touch you, you turn into a goat or you turn into a yam. I'm sure some people experienced it in their states, back in their own particular community where they stay. Some people confirm that they witnessed it where someone turned into a yam, and then they cut the yam open. What did they see? It was blood coming out. I know all of these things could either be spiritual. At the same time, all of these things might have happened, especially for those that witnessed it. Some will tell you they witnessed it. Some of us, we only heard it, but we never saw something like that happening. And in such situations, you find out that when they get to that aspect, or when they catch those people red-handed, they will not insist you must turn this man or this woman back. It rained at some time. It rained so much that a lot of people were avoiding going into crowd, or when they see that they are walking on the streets and someone is trying to get close to them, they avoid the person, that they cross the other side of the road. In fact, it was just so horrible during that period when people were just going around saying this one is turning into a yam, this one is turning into a goat. People were just scared of going out in the public and being around people. It actually happened back then. But now this is another recent development, and people are saying that this may not be real. And some people went to the extent of saying that this can be like a fabrication, in the sense that the woman's legs are covered with the wrapper and then they just put the goat feet on that her wrapper for people to feel it is true. But then another thing that got people confused is the tail. If you watch the video, you're going to see the tail is just wiggling around. So is it possible that she's sitting on an animal and the tail is wiggling? The animal would have been hitting her up to push her away from sitting on him or on it. And then at that point, either the animal will end up suffocating to death, or she won't be able to sit down comfortably. It's not possible that you can just sit down on an animal like that without the animal forcefully pushing you away. If it's a goat, definitely the goat will push you out. Or if it's a cow, as they referred her legs to be a cow, she can never sit on a cow. A cow will never allow anybody get that close to the point of sitting on them without you getting hurt, harmed, or even killed in the process. That is what is confusing so many people right now, because some are believing it's true, because anything could happen spiritually, especially when it has to do with a woman being very angry at another woman. You know that when it has to do with couple, the rate at which a woman will get angry when her husband is taken away from her is completely different from the way the man will get angry when his wife is taken away from him. A woman is ready to go to any length to ensure she gets her husband back, especially when he has fallen into the arms of another woman. But a man, he may decide he would let her go and be with that woman, that she would eventually come back to him. Some men could go an extra mile. They will go face the man and either do something to him instantly there physically. That's how men handle their own. They deal physically with other men that are trying to encroach into their family by taking away their wives from them or having an affair with their wives. But women, on the other hand, in most cases like this, they rather prefer to go spiritual. And that is why some people are believing it, in the sense that spiritual things are things that sometimes they are unimaginable in the eyes of man. These are things that you see that you'll be wondering, are they real? Does it really exist? When we see things like this, it just creates a lot of fear and scare in the hearts of people, especially people that are involved in dating people's husbands. Guys, we know that some girls or some ladies, they rather prefer to date a married man than date a single man. And some of them have had very terrible experiences, especially when they encounter a man who has a wife that she's not ready to let go, especially a man who has a wife that she's ready to fight for what belongs to her at any cost, then such ladies are bound to suffer terrible consequences, because some women will either decide to bombard the lady secretly with her friends and beat her up to pulp. Some will either threaten her, you leave my husband alone or this will happen to you. And some will not even meet the lady at all. From nowhere, that lady who is dating the woman's husband will start noticing that things are beginning to happen to her strangely that she wouldn't understand. Meanwhile, some ladies would even fall ill because the women might have gone spiritual, in the sense that those things they are doing start affecting these women gradually. And some women who are involved in activities like this, when they start falling sick, they fall sick to the point that they end up dying. Only the grace of God that can save them. So when you see things like this, for those that are involved in having affairs with people's husband and they tell you that that's what they prefer, in some situations, some of these women end up losing their lives. Well, this may serve as a lesson to some women who would want to listen, especially for those that prefer having an affair with someone else's husband. I don't know why some women feel so comfortable. If this is actually real, because there's still more speculations if those legs are really attached to the woman's waist, or if the woman's legs are buried under the wrapper and they had to fix those legs. But the only bone of contention, like I said, the only thing that is confusing a lot of people is the tail that is wiggling from the woman's backside. That is what has gotten so many people confused, even while they are still doubting if this is real. So right now, guys, I'm going to stop here. I'm leaving the link in the description box below so you can also watch and see for yourself. So you could also draw your conclusions. After watching this, it's left to you to conclude if you feel this is real, or do you think that this is all fake? But at the same time, notwithstanding, let us assume that everything we're seeing here now actually happened. Then should this be as a lesson for women who are involved in marital affairs with other people's husband? Not only for the women too, also for men. Some men are just good at having affair with other people's wives. They'll rather leave single ladies and go for other people's wives. Or some married men would leave their wives at home and decide to go and mingle with other single ladies out there. Meanwhile, they have a wife in the home. This will serve as a lesson for both people. Whether a man or a woman, it's not even ideal. It's not even responsible of you to have an affair when you're already married. Whether you're having an affair with someone who is married or with a single guy, so long as you already have a commitment to somebody, it's really wrong, because that is betrayal of the highest order. And some of these things, at the end of the day, it comes with consequences. The consequences vary in different ways for different people. It's better you decide to do things the right way than doing things that at the end of the day, you may find yourself in a very, very big mess that you may not be able to get yourself out of. Face your own life. Face someone that is single. Leave married men or married women alone, and leave young girls or young guys alone. Once you're married, stick to your spouse, stick to your partners. All of this mingling around from one place to the other has not helped. Rather, it has caused more problems for a lot of families that are involved in things like this. Friends, please, before you leave, do not forget to hit on the subscribe button, also the notification bell, so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.